Architectural Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
Previous one, a saloon hinge, which worked great for going in and out and self-closing. But the new gate has a 2x4 post, and then the gate itself, the design is that the edge piece would be 2 and a quarter inch side piece, I guess you'd call it. And we're just trying to figure out something, and it's going to be it's a 3-foot gate. It won't be quite 3 feet. It'll be about 2 3/4 feet on each side. And we're trying to figure out a hinge that would work for that, whether it's a saloon hinge or a pivot hinge. But we do want it to open both ways, and we also want it to self-close in some form. I'm wondering if you can help us figure out a hinge for that.
How thick is the gate?
So the thick is 2 1/4 inches.
How wide is it?
It is just over 2 feet each side, 2.5 feet each side.
How heavy is it?
It's going to be pretty heavy. I don't have an exact weight. It's basically made of 2x2 cross-hatched pieces.
So I would need a weight. Doesn't have to be exact, but we got to be in the ballpark because that will absolutely dictate what approach we take.
Right. Okay. Let's say each one is 50 pounds.
Okay. So there are definitely options for doing this. You could go with, and you said that they were 2 1/4 thick?
Yeah.
2 1/4. Yeah.
And I know that's where we've been struggling with the saloon hinges. Everything sort of says 2, and our contractor said he could probably, I don't want to say notch out for lack of a better word.
No, that's the term. That's one way to do this. You could go with double-acting spring hinges and then notch the doors out, because the double-acting spring hinges would be meant for a thinner door, and the ones that would approach 2 1/4 door thickness would be overkill.
Okay.
Is this interior or exterior?
It's exterior. It's a gate.
Okay. All right. So anything that you're going to put out there is going to be exposed to the weather, which means the hardware is not meant to last, because nothing would be rated. Now, having said that, if you were to do the double-acting hinge concept, there is a stainless steel double-acting spring hinge, not meant for that door thickness, so you'd have to notch it. But the last time I sold those, they were at least $250 a hinge, and you would need 2 per door for sure. So you could get something that's non-ferrous based. So if you skip that idea and you go with a double-acting spring hinge, you could probably get that into the $50 or $60 range, still notching. You could also go with the double-acting Bomber 7000 series, and they are double-acting pivot sets. And if you know of anyone, because I know you would never have seen it, if you know of anyone who's ever been in a courtroom, like for a traffic ticket, those little gates that go in and out, they're hung almost exclusively on this hardware. But that stuff's going to be north of $200 each for sure. Yeah. So if you're going to notch, you could do it relatively inexpensively, and a lot of people put those hinges in exterior applications. Guess what? They're going to eventually rust. That's just life. You could go with something stainless steel and still notch it and substantially increase your material cost, or you could go with something that will still rust, but maybe the most elegant of all solutions. How tall will the door be?
They're 4 feet, and so they hang, like they don't sit on the ground, or they sit in the middle of the frame.
Yeah. So any of those, I think, are an option, and it really is, it really is a matter of, are you okay with it weathering and aging in time? Eventually it'll fail. I mean, your car's made of steel too, so
sure,
painted, but it is certainly not meant to get wet directly like that at all. So
and this actually is under cover. I think it still would be exposed to the weather, of course. But so do you have a like a mod. I know we actually looked at the Bomber 7000. It's interesting that you said that's overkill because we're like, that's a big hinge.
Well, no, that one I think would be the most elegant. The overkill would be the Bomber 3029 series.
Okay.
Because of the weight, but I think the 7000 would be the most elegant.
Okay.
Because it looks the nicest in my opinion. None of that, you don't see that hardware as much. But I think you could get by with a couple of 3029 5-inch and then just notch the door and be done with it.
Okay. And so the 3029 that's the less expensive one, or is that the stainless one?
No, that would be the let's put the stainless aside. It would be the double acting spring hinges with the two big barrels on either side of the door.
Okay. Sorry, and that's the one that isn't stainless but is less expensive. It's the 3029.
Yeah, exactly. So a good model number would be, depending on how much notching you want to do. The 3029-5, I would say maybe look at a 5-inch hinge. You could use that one. If you want to, I can email you a link to it, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah, that would be fantastic.
But you would need 4 of them, so let's do 3029-5-600.
And do you have those available? I know Bomber has not been making them, but there's still some out there.
Yeah, I have been wiping their shelf clean on a weekly basis. So I have 22 of this hinge that I will send you an email. Do you have any technical questions about what your approach might be to install the material before I send you an email?
I don't think so. We had an existing gate with saloon hinges, and we've analyzed them to death. So I think and we'll get our contractor if he has any questions. But I think that sounds like the way to go. We were leaning towards that 7000, but if there is another option that's a little less expensive, I think we should at least look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what is your email address? Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.